Jealousy is one of the most powerful directional signals on the planet. Because you're only jealous of people that are doing things or have things that you actually want. It's impossible to be fake jealous. Whatever you're jealous of is hitting something deeply personal. Fucking pay attention to it. Instead of stewing in it, go, oh, flip it. How could I take those things that I'm really now really inspired by and take action and go get them in my life? Because the thing about jealousy is, it's just your inspiration that's blocked. Most folks know what they dream about and what they want. And yet, they're spending all of their time and energy arguing against what they want. And so you can have all these epiphanies. I hope that when somebody listens to our conversation and watches this, that they have a massive aha moment. But it's not going to mean being shit if you don't take action and do something about it. The aha moment is the door that opens. But your new life does not begin unless you can step through the door. I keep going. I am saying I believe in myself. Tearing yourself down over the shit that you've done, it's not going to empower you to change the patterns that are keeping you stuck. People will cheer for you and me. They won't cheer for themselves. I'm the same way. The point of the story is it's so easy to see what somebody else should do. It's so easy to cheer for somebody else. We all do that, right? We cheer for our favorite sports teams. We follow our favorite influencers and authors. We plan birthday parties for our friends. We take on extra work from our colleagues. We support everyone around us. We do not know how to do it for ourselves. The most motivating force in the world on the planet, based on research, hands down, is empowerment, encouragement, support, and celebration. And for our entire lives, we have outsourced that to somebody else. And that moment in the mirror every morning could be a profound moment where you lift yourself up and you check back in with your intention.
Woo! Let's go. Let's go. Good morning, family. Fired up. Super excited for today. A lot of energy is flowing to and through this morning on July 19th, Tuesday. Super excited for today's topic. We are going to be talking about how to go ahead and stop the negative self-talk that has been going inside head for so long. So today, let's go ahead and get into the gratitude. As always, what is 1 or 2, 3 things grateful that you have to think about for this morning? Grateful for God, grateful to be alive, grateful for the dream team, grateful for each and every single one of you, grateful for the lessons, grateful to be able to wake up and take advantage of the day, grateful for all of the lessons, grateful for every opportunity that we have right at our fingertips right here, right now. So let's go ahead and get into the magic. Right? Here we go. Let's go. All right. So we are flying through this thing and we are coming up on day 22, right? 22 just happens to be my favorite number. So today was a special one, as every day. And here was the topic. Okay. Today we were going over before your very eyes, right? This was the title of today's training, Jumping into the Magic. So here we go. Before your very eyes. Check this out. Here's the quote. This world, after our science and sciences, is still a miracle, wonderful and magical to more and more so to whoever will think of it, right? Several years ago, when I first discovered the secret in the magical power of gratitude, I made a list of all my desires. It was a long list, and at that time, there seemed to be no possible way my desires would ever come true. Nevertheless, I took my top 10 desires and I carried them with me on a piece of paper everywhere that I would go. Whenever I had an opportunity, I would take out my list and read through it, giving as much gratitude for each desire as I could, as though I had already received it. With my number one desire, the desire I wanted more than anything else, I kept it constantly in my mind, and I would say the magic words, "Thank you," for multiple times throughout the day and feel as if it had already came true. One by one, every desire on my list magically appeared before my very eyes. And it's funny, like even just thinking about this, things that they were grateful for, and years later they're checking off the house. I'll give you a story. One of our mentors, he had a specific Ferrari written down exactly that he wanted, a 450 red Ferrari. He went out to go get it. He did an event at one of his mentors' house, this huge multi-million-dollar mansion, and he's inside of it. And that night he actually journaled about being able to one day live in his mentor's mansion. Sure enough, years down the line, he ended up purchasing that exact house that he had wrote down years before. So I've seen the power of being able to write your goals down like this in person. So I love it. It continues to talk about, as I received my desires, I would cross them off of my list when I knew I had new. As I would cross them off my list, and when I had new desires, I would add them to my list. So as you cross them off, you're able to add in your new desires to go ahead and fulfill. So amazing story. So it talked about our tactical lessons, tactical actions for the day. It said at the beginning of the day, take your top 10 desire list. And we actually did that a couple of days ago, if you guys remember. But take that top 10 list, and it says step 3 is to read through each sentence on your desire list. And for 1 minute, imagine, visualize, envision, get in the feeling as if you've already received that desire. Feel as much gratitude as you can. It said carry your desire list in your pocket today, and at least on 2 occasions throughout the day, take out your list, read through it, and feel as much gratitude as you can. So I love it. That was powerful. Definitely a great tactic for the day. So let's go ahead and get into it. We are talking about how to go ahead and stop your negative self-talk. This is big, okay? If there's one thing I've realized in the past 4 to 5 years, the words that we speak is so powerful. It's so important. But you know what's even more interesting than that? The words that we speak, we're thinking about those on a whole different level, right? So we've got to really go back and think about, what are we really talking about? So how many of you guys, when we start getting into this negative self-talk, when we start getting into these negative zones, right? We tend to binge eat, right? We let the pain control us. We stop getting up early. We stop doing the active activities that allow us to continue to progress. 11:11, paint your vision. So I know I've been in there. I know every one of us on this call, everyone watching this has actually been in this point in their life at some point, period of time. So today is really going to hit a nerve for you if you really pay attention and see how you can go ahead and relate this into your life. So check this out. This is 2 types of people, okay? This is not for you if you are the individual who's thinking, I already know this. The pain is satisfying. I easily get distracted, right? You're an instant gratification seeker. You're the prove it to me procrastinator type of person. You're the I need it to be right perfectionist. If you are any of these right now, if any of those hit a trigger, this is going to be a very painful training for you, because I've been there as well, right? I've been in all of these steps. But on the other side, who is this training really for, right? Those that can't sleep at night because the dreamer knows there's more to life. The one who has some grit, the one who has a little bit of fire and passion built up inside, we just might need somebody to help you light your fire. This is for the one that knows, I need to go ahead and take action. It doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm excited for today. Let's go ahead and get into it. Get out your pen, get out your paper, because this is a training that we got this morning that even myself, I'm just looking over, reflecting, thinking about all the ways that even I still have negative self-talk in different areas, but this really put it into perspective. So I know you guys are going to love this. So here we go. All right. So believe it or not, right, the words, every action that we go out and take, it's going to trigger different emotions. So when you guys get out of this session, there's going to be 3 types of things that's going to happen, okay? Number 1, you're going to know exactly what you need to do more of, okay? You're going to get an idea of what you need to do more of and exactly what you need to do less of to reach our short-term goals over the summer, to reach our goals for the end of the year and moving forward. Number 2, okay, you're going to have a plan on how to get started and the steps that you need to begin with your immediate access, jumping in to your success. And number 3, you will realize that the pattern of our self-talk, we all have patterns, right? Believe it or not, we think the same 60% of thoughts every day. And most of the time, 80% of them are negative. So I want you to think about today, how can we go ahead and disrupt that pattern? All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. The biggest skill that any of us are going to need to learn, first off, is getting rid of the addiction to self-approval. But here's the deal, right? A lot of us, As we're born, we're designed, we're genetically predisposed to seek approval for survival, right? At the end of the day, when we were going out hunting, we needed help. We needed people to go ahead and assist us in doing what we wanted to do. So when we come out into society, a lot of times we're looking left, we're looking right, we're looking at what everybody else wants to do and is doing, and we're looking to go ahead and fit in. But you know what I started to realize? The road less traveled is sometimes the road that is the most worth it. When I got into my entrepreneurship journey, nobody understood the power of trading. Nobody really thought reading books was cool. Nobody was actually seriously listening to audios that I was around. So when I started doing something different outside of the norm, yes, it seemed weird. Yes, it seemed different. And I was looking for other people's approval because they couldn't see what I saw. But you know what I started to learn? There is a reason why you can see the vision that you can see, because you have your own set of eyes for a reason. So I want you to go ahead and think about all of the different activities in our life that we're letting individuals dictate how we going about it, okay? I almost didn't trade because people didn't believe in me. I almost didn't actually go out and build a brand on social media because everybody said social media was a waste of time. There's no point for you to actually go out and invest into yourself. So when I ask this question to you, who are the people that are closest to you? How do they see you, okay? Do they see you as a rebel, or do they see you as a trailblazer? Right? Everybody at the beginning, they saw me as a rebel. They thought everything I was doing was going towards wasted time. But when you start getting around individuals that actually see your vision, they fire you up, they push you out into the unknown, this is where the real magic starts to begin. So as you start getting around those that really push you, that want to see the better version of you, this is when I know you're going to start increasing every aspect of your life, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. So this is where it all begins. So let me ask you this. Does the idea of being ignored, disrespected, rejected, laughed at, do any of these cause a certain trigger, a certain thought, a certain pain in your body, right? Do you feel anything when I say any of these words? We've all been there, right? Any of these is going to start to make you feel some type of way. But here's the problem, okay? The addict will associate the pain with the action and not look at it as a trigger. Okay, this is so important to understand. And the reason why is because this is our neuroencoding. This is the way that a lot of us are designed and we're built to start thinking in patterns. This is why it's so important. As I go through the acronym of self-talk, you're going to understand how to start disrupting the pattern, just as I told you for your tactical action plan today, to start fixing this negative self-talk. So let's get into it, right? What is the acronym for self-talk? Let's go ahead and go through it. You ready? S. S is going to be known as syntax. Okay, what is our syntax? This is our looking at it as if it was our inner voice, right? That speaks to us without prompting anything. Okay, it's what we do in any given situation, but we have two voices. Okay, we have two pieces of self-talk. We have our child voice and we have our adult voice. Okay, so every day that you go out and do any activity, whether you're looking to go ahead and build your business, build your brand, network, get on the charts, every one of us, we have two voices to listen to. Okay, the syntax is we can listen to our child voice. That's going to give an excuse 98% of the time why we don't feel like doing it, why we can't do it, why we're too tired, we're too lazy. But then we have the other side. We have the adult voice. We have the monk voice that we're able to tap into, that knows what our highest version truly wants, that knows what's best for our life. Should you go running today? Should you go ahead and work out today? The second I say that, your trigger says, I don't know, I have a lot to do, I'm busy. That's your child voice. That's your monkey mind. But your monk mind, monkey and monkey. Monkey and monk. There's two differences. Your monkey mind is going to look for the excuse. Your monk mind is going to look for the right ideal action to take in that particular situation. Okay? So being able to start to listen to the right voice is so important. Number two. Okay? I want you to think about it as we get into our two voices. Here's what I'm talking about when I'm saying we have a monkey mind and we have a monk mind. The monkey mind says this: I know it won't work. It's just no use. I don't have enough time. I never have enough money. I don't know. How many of us say I don't know to so many things in our life? What do you think I should start eating better to go ahead and better my diet? I don't know. What time do you think I should be getting up in the morning? I don't know. When you start asking yourself these questions and you don't have a direct answer for where you want to go, this is like flying an airplane with no destination. We're going to keep spinning in circles all day long. This is why they say questions will take you anywhere that you want to go. And when you get clear, when you get clarity on what you want, now you start to really take progressive steps into your life. If you're the type of person that says, I'm not sure what to say, everything I touch turns to S-H-I-T, right? If you're the type of person that feels like everything that you do, it seems to go wrong, it never seems to work out your way, nothing ever works, this used to be me, right? I'm going to be honest with you guys. Before I got into this industry, I was in a lot of different things, right? I was doing energy drinks, hair products, shoes, cars, real estate. If you name it, I sold it because I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to be able to have my money, my time, my energy work for me. But here's the truth. All of those things, I never really succeeded in any of them. I never made serious money in not one. I was 0 for 30 in pretty much all of those things after I got out of college and out of sports. So my negative self-talk, I'm the type of person from Philly. I've been scammed probably more times than you. So my negative self-talk would always say when I saw a new opportunity, this is new. I don't feel like doing it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to try it. I used to have a very closed mind until I realized I would rather a mind opened by wonder than a mind closed by ignorance. You know what the truth is? You know what they say? The most expensive thing that any of us can own in 2022, what do you think it is? It is without a doubt a closed mind. And I started to realize that I was holding myself back from so many opportunities, so much income, so much impact by staying closed-minded. I thought social media was something that I didn't have the time for. I didn't want to see all the BS on there until I realized this is one of the most powerful tools that any of us can use. This is $1 million tool for free. So the negative self-talk, right? Being able to be closed-minded, this is going to block so many blessings in your life that you can never even imagine. You know what the truth is? Okay? Watch this. I'm so stupid. How do you feel when you say that out loud? Does that hit a trigger inside of your body? You probably feel some type of way when you say that, or maybe somebody said that to you before. But watch what happens when you just change the wording. Stupid, I am so. See if it feels a little bit different. And this was so interesting. Literally, as we're going over this training this morning with our mentor, I felt the same emotion, right? We're so used to being triggered by certain words and certain sentences and certain phrases that even if it's switched a little bit, you don't feel that same pain. So let me ask you this. What phrases are you so used to saying to yourself all day long that you've been telling a lie to yourself? I'm not good enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not good looking enough to go out and actually build a brand, right? I don't think I have the capabilities to actually go learn that skill. So that looks like a lot. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do all that. All of this talk is stopping you from getting to the level that you want. And I've been there and I've seen what happens when you're able to start letting go of that limiting belief. So let's get into E. Okay. The E is going to be known as executive functions. Okay. What does this mean? There's actually 3 types. Okay. There's 3 types of brain functions, as you guys will start to learn. Number 1, we have the working memory, right? All the things that we've recorded inside of our past. And actually a memory can be something that we visualize into the future. Being able to visualize yourself withdrawing at the end of the month, being able to visualize leaders coming into your organization, being able to visualize you stepping outside of that door today and being the most confident version of yourself. That's your working memory. 2, your mental flexibility. Right? How flexible are you with your mental? What do I mean by that? You see, if you have a very stiff mental, that means little things are going to tick you off all throughout the day. If you lose a trade, if somebody says something negative to you, if you get in a situation at work, that one negative situation, that's going to throw you off for your whole day. So this is so important to truly understand. And the third part of our brain function is self-control. Right? Being able to have self-control in all aspects. What are you going to eat today? Are you going to exercise? Are you going to read? Are you going to journal? All of these things plays a role inside of our life. Okay. So look at it a little bit deeper. We talked about the 3 brain functions that are very specific. Now let's go ahead and open it up a little bit more into a broad generalization so you can really understand this. 1, adaptable thinking, planning, self-monitoring, self-control, time management, organization. Okay, all of these different things are so crucial to really start really understanding how you think, what triggers you, how do you move. And now I'm going to give you another one, right? How many of you, drop a 2 down below if any of your parents, any of your friends have ever said this to you? You know who you sound like? You know who you sound like? Yo, you literally just looked like your dad when you did this. You literally just looked like Johnny when you did that. We all have triggers. This is exactly what I'm telling you, right? Same here. I've done the same thing. Said, yo, you sound just like your father, When certain things used to happen to me in my life, I would have the same reaction that he did. Is because what I was used to seeing, what I was used to being around. And the same thing goes for all of us. We're so used to being around negativity, limiting beliefs, right? Negative self-talk, that we haven't started to take the time to realize how deadly that actually is for all of us, okay? So let's go ahead and finish this up with the last two. The L of self-talk. This is going to be, it's called long-term, it's actually D, LTD, long-term depression. Okay, long-term depression is very simple. And it comes with all of the self-talk that builds up over not just a day, days, weeks, months, and it lasts over a year. This is why when you look at different emotions and different moods, you start to see the difference with some of emotions and moods. Some are just prolonged and lasted longer than others, and they become a complete emotion. You see, a mood is something that lasts for a minute or for an hour. An emotion is something that can last for a long or short period of time. So when we become frustrated, agitated, this can actually extend into a mode of depression, right? Anxiety. So the goal today is to realize every day that we're talking negative, we're literally digging a hole for ourselves. And guess what? The more we dig it, the longer, the harder it's going to take to actually climb and get out of it. And the last piece for F, right, is going to be focus. Okay, the lens that you look at. And it was so interesting. I'm actually going to go ahead and drop this audio in the chat for everybody. It's from Alan Watts, and it's called Perspective, right? And it talked about, if you think about it, we all have different types of perspective depending on the lenses that we're actually able to put on. To give you guys an example, okay? Look at three different perspectives. So we can all be looking at the same thing, right? But what if we look at this book through a microscope? What if we look at this book through a telescope? And what if we look at this book through our own eyes? You see, we're looking at the same subject, at the same object, but we're looking at it through three different lenses, and it looks completely different through each lens. Well, the same thing happens with our life. What type of level of focus do you have in all areas of your life right now? Because here's the truth. You're able to go from looking at it from a normal view from your eyes to looking at it through a microscope, to even being able to see your long-term vision so far out, years ahead, and being able to see it clearly, like you can see the craters on a moon that far away. This is how powerful our focus can be when we adjust our lenses to be able to envision and see the life that we want to live. So that's my training for you guys. That is the first half of self-talk. So you guys can go ahead and get a gist of how important it is to start understanding the words that we speak, the words that we're thinking completely dictate our lives. So if you want to go ahead and start taking action for today, speak life, speak abundance, speak joy, and actually not just speak it, but if you want to take it a step further, start to put it on paper, right? Your gratitude. What do you see yourself? Have you written your congratulations letter for yourself for the end of the summer? Look at this right here. This is self-talk right here. Congratulations letter, December 31st, 2022. This is what I see for myself by the end of the year. Okay, I've wrote this multiple times. This is just a piece of paper because I like to go ahead and rewrite it because it's gotten to a point where I can visualize it anytime, anywhere. So this is my goal for you guys. I hope you guys have an abundant day. If you got any value today, go ahead and drop some 7s, drop some 3s down below. But if you are ready to go ahead and start loving yourself, start believing in yourself, start actually stepping into the you that you know you are destined to become, go ahead and smash the like button, drop some 3s down below. I love you guys. Go out and have an abundant day. If nobody told you today, you are powerful, you are abundant, you are a leader, you are making quantum leaps in your life. The only difference is time just has to catch up. So remember, family, you can be, do, or have anything that you can hold in your head, you can hold right here in your hands. I love you, family. Great day. Let's go out and make it happen. It's game time.